probably going to be a rise in impressions and a falling click-through rate on some of those products if they're getting featured within the ad overviews.
Hi there and welcome to From Ideas to Results. I'm joined by Adam from our paid team here at Sleeping Giant Media, and we're going to dive into all the things happening in the world of paid. So let's maybe start with AI Max. Can you give us a little bit of an overview? What is it?
So it was one of the new products they've announced at the recent Google Marketing Live, and it's transforming traditional search ads using sort of features that were exclusively for Performance Max, settings such as campaign on URL expansion and ad text customization. It will look at the landing page, find sort of content that's relevant that it can use within ads, try and reach a wider audience than even the sort of keywords are specifying.
Essentially, as long as your landing page content is good and relevant, then it should help you find more kind of performance there.
Sort of automating, similar to sort of how DSA works, in the sense that it'll find content on the page or look at the page that it's trying to send you to and then create headlines based off that. They have sort of said about there'll be ways of reviewing which search terms are driven by the AI Max features, so you can review the performance of those specifically rather than sort of jumbling them in. Nice touch there, so it's not so much of a black box.
Oh, fantastic. So yeah, okay, so we've got some control, we've got some levers. So I guess from an optimization perspective here, what are the key things we've got to consider? I'm assuming making sure the landing page is good and it's the right landing page that we're pointing things to.
There's different ways it can be used. It's sort of for a brand's campaign, and you could turn on final URL expansion. It means it will sort of find any page on your website and send users to there instead of just the final URL you specify. There is some sort of downsides to that, obviously. If it starts sending sort of traffic to the wrong pages, more informational based queries rather than sort of high intent, then there's obviously some risk involved in that. I think there is going to be the option to sort of set up page lists, which will enable you to block it from serving on
certain long
page contains sort of this,
yeah,
which should prove very good for campaigns or advertisers with smaller budgets.
I guess in terms of things that people need to consider for that, it sounds like it is really useful for that smaller advertiser, but maybe not so much for the bigger advertisers, or
yeah, so if it's one of those that it can help everyone, but generally for the larger, more established accounts, if you was to turn it on for all of your campaigns, I'm not quite sure how it would work if you've got all of your campaigns driving traffic to all of your different pages.
Yeah, so one to watch, but a little bit of caution applied there as well for the rollout. AI overview ads. So this is where we start crossing over to the world of SEO a little bit as well, and obviously those two channels are starting to merge a little bit. But can you give us a bit of an intro to AI overview ads?
Yeah, so they're starting to trial ads within AI overviews. It's not too common to see, and it largely depends on sort of the query relevance and is that product or service, is someone looking for the product or service, can we serve an ad which helps them solve their problem.
So this is talking a lot about intent. So when I was chatting to Google about this, their view was, because we talked about the zero clicks and implications of AI overviews, where essentially they display the result on the SERP rather than allowing people to go to, or they can still go to those pages of course, but it's sort of often kind of displayed there. Their view was that yes, your overall clicks might drop, so from an SEO perspective, but the ones that you do get will be much better, higher intent, purchasing based visits. I'm assuming this kind of plays into that idea here, serving ads on more purchasing intent based queries.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's search and shopping ads currently. The real benefit would be on shopping ads currently. It will display sort of a list of products that could be related to the query or solve the issue that they're trying to sort of that they're searching for. So there is opportunity there to get some high intent clicks. However, it would be noted that there's probably going to be a rise in impressions and a falling click-through rate on some of those products if they're getting featured within the ad overviews.
Are we seeing this roll out now? Is there something on the horizon? What's the status?
So it's currently being trialed. There's no real sort of data to suggest when it will be a full rollout or whether they will roll out fully at all.
And moving on to Meta, so they've got a full campaign automation. This sounds pretty seismic.
Yeah, so they've announced that by the end of 2026 they want to have full campaign creation powered by AI. So all you would do is give it a small brief of what you want, and then it would handle sort of the ad copy, the creatives, the targeting. So you just essentially be providing the budget and it would do the rest for you.
Wow.
We've already started to see more features within the sort of the platform itself, largely through championing their Advantage Plus suite. So currently you're seeing more of the images that Meta is suggesting. There doesn't seem to be as much actual AI generated content there anymore. It largely seems to be sort of stock images related to the ads or the advertiser at the moment.
So what's left for people running advertising accounts in Meta in 2026?
It's more going to be about sort of driving that sort of the real performance. Although they're saying it's going to sort of improve the performance, you'll still need to do the sort of the manual checks, and there will of course still be the options to build these campaigns manually until we see AI built campaigns outperforming human-built campaigns, and I think it's unlikely that will suggest fully implementing a full account of strictly AI campaigns.
It's actually really, really powerful for the smaller advertisers, but maybe for the sort of bigger ones where brand consistency, because we certainly see from AI imagery right now, brand consistency is not necessarily where you want it to be.
Exactly, yeah, that's it. I don't see sort of some of the large brands who've got big in-house production teams, they're going to be sort of reluctant to use AI generated content.
There we go. Do check out our content on our website and our socials. Thank you very much, Adam, and we'll see you again next time.